Intermittent fasting has become extremely popular in recent years due to its many potential health benefits. It involves alternating periods of eating with periods of abstinence from food and caloric beverages. There are several different types of intermittent fasting, and more research is being done to one day understand the long term effects and to determine the optimal frequency and length for the human body. Today, we'll highlight the top 10 benefits of intermittent fasting, diving into changes and reactions at the molecular level. And if you stick around till the end, we'll discuss different fasting methods and how to pick the right one for your personal needs and your schedule. Despite the potential benefits of intermittent fasting, it's important to remember that it is not a replacement for a healthy, well balanced diet. Rather, it's a tool to help you make better food choices and to support your overall well being. So, jumping right in, the first benefit of intermittent fasting is an increase in human growth hormone levels, also known as HGH. HGH is a hormone produced by your pituitary gland that plays a crucial role in development when you're a child, and after you reach adulthood, it maintains your muscle mass, bone density, and your metabolism. One particular study found that men who fasted for 24 hours had a 2,000% increase in HGH levels, and women in the same study had a 1,300% increase. It is thought that the body's physiological response to fasting may stimulate the production of HGH and increase the sensitivity of cells, making them more responsive to its effects. These increased levels may preserve muscle mass, thus improving your physical performance. They may also have anti-aging effects because HGH plays a role in the production of collagen and elastin, which are important for maintaining your skin elasticity and firmness. Number 2 is, of course, weight loss. Aside from a reduction of calories due to your restricted eating window, intermittent fasting may also help you reduce your appetite. During a fast, our bodies release a hormone called ghrelin, which stimulates hunger. However, research has found that ghrelin levels can decrease during longer fasts, and over time, your appetite will actually reduce. In addition, intermittent fasting may increase your body's ability to burn fat for fuel. This is because your body enters a state of ketosis, where you begin to burn stored fat for energy instead of glucose. This can lead to both weight loss and improved body composition. Another big weight loss factor brings us to number 3, increased insulin sensitivity. Insulin is a hormone produced by your pancreas that helps to regulate blood sugar levels. After you eat, your body releases insulin to help transport sugar from your bloodstream into your cells where it can be used for energy. If we constantly eat throughout the day, our bodies may become less sensitive to insulin. This can result in higher insulin levels, increasing your risk of weight gain and other health issues such as type 2 diabetes. When you fast, your cells have a chance to rest and become more sensitive to insulin. This can help regulate your blood sugar levels and reduce your risk of insulin resistance. Number 4, reduced inflammation and oxidative stress. Inflammation is a normal immune response that helps to protect the body from infection and injury. However, chronic inflammation is when the immune system is constantly activated. Oxidative stress is a condition that occurs when the body has trouble removing cell-damaging substances called free radicals. Together, these have been linked to a number of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. One study found that men who participated in an alternate day fasting regimen had a 30% decrease in oxidative stress and inflammation markers. Another study found that mice fed a calorie-restricted diet had a lower risk of developing arthritis and heart disease. It is thought that intermittent fasting may increase the production of anti-inflammatory molecules, and it may also increase the protectors against oxidative stress. Number 5 is an increase in heart health. Intermittent fasting may have a number of benefits for heart health, such as improving blood pressure, blood sugar levels, blood triglycerides, and cholesterol levels. The same study observing an alternate day fasting regimen showed that participating men had a 9% decrease in cystic blood pressure and a 7% decrease in diastolic blood pressure. One study done on animals showed that a calorie-restricted diet resulted in both lower cholesterol levels and a lower risk of heart disease. Number 6, cellular repair. One of the main mechanisms behind how intermittent fasting may improve cellular repair is through a process called autophagy. Autophagy is the body's way of removing and recycling damaged or unnecessary cellular components. It is thought to play a role in aging and in the development of chronic diseases such as cancer and neurodegenerative disorders. Studies in both humans and animals point towards a relationship between intermittent fasting and increased autophagy, as well as a lower risk of age-related diseases. Moving on, number 7 is a decreased risk of cancer. A key factor here is the reduction of chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage your DNA and ultimately result in cancer. More studies need to be completed, but it is thought that intermittent fasting can increase the production of p53 and p21 molecules, which help inhibit the growth and spread of cancer cells. A study where fasting was tested on rodents showed a lowered risk of breast and colon cancers, and a study on adult males suggested a 50% decrease in prostate cancer. Number 8, increased brain health. More often than not, diet regimens that are good for your body are also good for your brain. There is evidence that intermittent fasting may improve your cognition, memory, and your mood. Research studies performed on humans and mice showed a relationship between fasting and improvements in spatial memory and cognitive function. The main reason is believed to be an increase in the BDNF molecules, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This BDNF protein plays a key role in the growth of new nerve cells as well as the survival of old ones. Number 9, a lowered risk of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is the most common neurodegenerative disease affecting memory, cognition, and behavior. It is characterized by the accumulation of plaque in the brain, resulting in the death of nerve cells. One study has shown that intermittent fasting can delay the onset of Alzheimer's, and another study done on existing Alzheimer's patients showed that intermittent fasting resulted in improvement of symptoms for 9 out of 10 of those patients. More studies are required to draw precise conclusions, but intermittent fasting may also protect against other neurodegenerative diseases such as Parkinson's. Finally, number 10, an increased lifespan. The first 9 benefits all point toward an increase in the quality of your life, and so of course this goes hand in hand with an increased quantity of life. Most of the evidence for this benefit is derived from animal studies, as there has not been enough time to conduct research on humans. To name a few studies, worms were fed a calorie-restricted diet, and it resulted in a 50% lifespan increase. A significant increase was also noted in a different study conducted on fruit flies. Lastly, in rodents, there was a significant delay in the onset of the 2 most common age-related diseases. More research is needed to fully understand the long-term effects of intermittent fasting and to determine the optimal frequency and duration of fasts for different individuals. If you do decide to adopt this method, a reminder that it's important to consult your doctor before you start. You can experiment with different methods and see which one provides the maximum benefits for your body and your daily life. That being said, let's cover a few different intermittent fasting methods and discuss examples of lifestyles that may fit each method. Before we jump in, if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe so we can continue helping you harness your health. The 16x8 method is the most commonly practiced method, and it is possibly the most practical. This is an everyday routine of one 8-hour eating window, followed by 16 consecutive hours of fasting. This typically works best if you're able to skip or postpone your breakfast until 9 or 10 a.m. and have your final meal around 5 or 6 p.m. This also allows some time to naturally wake up before you eat and ensures that you aren't eating too close to your bedtime. If a daily regimen is too hard to follow, or maybe your schedule is less predictable, the next method is the 5-2 diet. This means that for 5 days a week, you live your normal eating habits, but for 2 consecutive days, you only consume 500 to 600 calories. This allows your body some time to produce a physiological fasting response to derive the healthy benefits we discussed earlier, and it can even be a transition step to the next method, which is the eat, stop, eat method. This is where you pick one 24-hour period of fasting each week. And the main reason I like this one is because it can line up with your personal workout routine. Perhaps you can line up the fasting day with your light or non-workout day, and you can also combine it with things such as meditation or cold exposure. The next method is probably the most difficult and doesn't apply to many people's schedules, but it is the alternate day fasting method. This is alternating 24-hour periods of fasting and non-fasting. This can be hard for your body to adjust to, however, so if you think you are up for the challenge, it's probably best to start with one of the other methods and work your way up to it. Finally, the last one is the warrior diet, which is kind of the foundation of where intermittent fasting originated. And this method involves only the consumption of raw fruits and vegetables throughout the day, with one large meal in the evening. And although you don't have a long window of fasting, eating just the low-calorie fruits and vegetables should still provide many of the fasting benefits. So if you're thinking about starting intermittent fasting, I encourage you to first take note of your eating and snacking habits. You'll want to know how your eating routine changes as different things alter your schedule, and this way you can pick the best fasting method for your daily life. If you want maximum benefits, however, it's important to consider the food that you do eat during your non-fasting windows. And so I've decided to cover that in my next video, and if that's already up, you can check it out right here. Otherwise, feel free to check out any of the other videos on our page. Leave a comment letting us know that you've subscribed or if there are any other topics you'd like us to cover in the future, and we'll be sure to respond to each and every one of you.